Hello, Doomers. It is I. I'm back, uh, talking to you from the Hellscape again. A rather lugubrious hellscape. It's quite grey outside. The clouds are low. And it's a little bit dark. So the poor Irish normies would probably experience seasonal affective disorder. Oh dear. Uh, Unfortunately, guys, that's what happens when you completely fuck up the seasons because you and your normie mates want to drive to Tesco and fly to some fire pit for 2 weeks every year. So they can fuck off with their seasonal affective disorder and get one of those wee lights and stick it up in the corner of the room and shut the fuck up. Oh god, but it's not radiant in the hellscape. I will still go outside for a jaunt later. I don't know where I'll go today. I might give the nature spot a miss. There's no dragonflies at the moment, and it just kind of makes me sad visiting the fucking place. So I think I'll go back to the Gothic cemetery and read gravestones for a few hours. I quite like exploring old cemeteries, just kind of trying to make out the inscriptions on the gravestones, because the old ones, they can be great fun. I remember I lived in a city in the south of Ireland called Cork. I did my master's degree in Cork. And around the corner from me, there was a church with a graveyard next to it. And some of the graves were very old. And there was one grave. I think it was for a kid. And the kid died 7 years old. So the kid died 7 years old, sometime in the mid 1900s, that kind of ballpark. But apparently the kid died of fear. The kid passed away from fear. So it must have been an early doomer. Maybe he had just read some Malthus and, just croaked immediately when the penny dropped and he realized that he was part of a metastatic species headed for Kablamo. Probably wasn't. Probably wasn't. It was probably a euphemism for something terrible. But he died of fear. So yeah, in the local cemetery here, in the one I go to, similarly, a lot of the graves are very old. And I kind of read the details. Yeah, it's relaxing. There's one grave there, and it's a family plot. I was just reading the details, and this one family had 4 kids who died between the ages of 4 months and 4 years old, and the 4 kids who died in the space of 4 years. So like a bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Now I presume that these were natural causes. Just 100 years ago, there's a lot more ways to die in the great long ago. But part of me kind of likes to think, that there's an evil uncle. No. I hope they died naturally. Um, so yeah, I'll probably go to the cemetery today. As I said, there's no life in the nature spots. Maybe the butterflies and the dragonflies have gone to the cemetery to chill out for the day. So I'll probably go there and spend a few hours. As I said, the cemetery is one of the quietest places in the hellscape because normies have an ingrained fear of dying. And as we discussed before, that's because they are life cultists. They also refuse to countenance the possibility that they are simply an animal. Yeah, we're animals. Um, I was reading recently about the definition of nature. It was in the Oxford English Dictionary. The definition is kind of, all of the stuff that doesn't include humans, like fucking trees and animals, but not humans. So, that's helpful. That's helpful dictionary, for fuck's sake. You know. No wonder we feel so detached from the world that we are hell bent on destroying. Yeah, even our language facilitates terroricide. Um, so yeah, that's what I'll do today. And the graveyard will be extra nice because it is overcast. So it'll be spooky. It'll be spooky. But I'm not looking forward to the rest of the year. Uh, Ireland got no summer because of the record-breaking SST temperatures in the North Atlantic. Obviously, that generates moisture. Moisture generates clouds. Clouds generate rain. So we've been kind of rained out of it for the last few months. Ireland feels like a mixture of Blade Runner and the movie Seven. If you remember correctly, it just kind of rains constantly in those movies. And yeah, Ireland has that vibe this year. Obviously, Ireland is next to the Atlantic, so we do receive our fair share of rain on any given year. This year feels kind of different. Even the normies are starting to realize. You can see it in their face, when they speak. You can detect little moments of normies realizing that everything is completely fucked up. Um, Temperature's okay. It's 19 degrees. It's not raining. Probably will imminently. I did go for a jaunt yesterday, and it was raining, and the rain was sufficient to scare off the normies because normies are also unable to cope with the rain. Precipitation seems to be another one of their Achilles' heels. So it was nice. I enjoyed the peace and quiet, just kind of standing there in the gentle August rain. And it was quiet. Uh, but yeah, there were no, yeah, none of our friends, none of our animal friends. Oh, I did make friends with a horse, so that's good. Swings and roundabouts. Horses are probably in mad overshoot too. All kind of draft animals, livestock, domestic pets. They just wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us. And if there's too many of us, then it's almost axiomatic that there's too many of these animals. Um, Kind of a sensitive topic for the doomers, sort of, particularly the pets. If you mention to some doomers, oh yeah, there's too many dogs and too many cats. Uh, you wouldn't think that was controversial. Again, it just kind of follows from the premise. If there's too many peeps, then there's too many of peeps' preferred animal companions, i.e., dogs and cats. But when you say that, sometimes, doomers will get very, ah, don't say that about my fucking dog. Just fucking grow up. I'm not saying kill the fucking dog or don't love the dog. I'm just saying there's too many fucking dogs. I'm not going to start eating them or going out shooting them. Not going to do any of that. There's just too many of them. It is what it is. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, I met a horse, two horses, and kind of a mother and her little pony. Who was kind of excited to see a doomer. I think I was the first doomer that the little pony got to see. Yeah, so a nice little chat, kind of waving. Yeah, he's kind of tousling his hair, that kind of thing. So that was nice. That was nice. A few butterflies would have been extra nice. Um, yeah, there's no butterflies. I have noticed, I don't even know the names. Forgive my ignorance. They're like miniature butterflies around the size of your fucking fingernail. But they have the characteristics and general shape of a butterfly and the same irregular kind of flying pattern. And while there's no butterflies or dragonflies or blue damselflies where I go, I have seen hundreds of these little chaps. I must check and see what the proper name is, but really tiny guys around the size of your fingernail. But they're everywhere, and they're nice. They kind of make an effort to come over to you and kind of do all the butterfly shenanigans, flying around you in that kind of drunken way. So it's good that they're around. That's positive. That's positive. So what was I talking about? My voice is still fucked. Still fucked. So apologies for that. Although a few people said that they can understand me. They can understand me. And they also conceded that I'm Irish. People have accepted the fact that I'm an Irish doomer. Uh, there's a few Irish doomers. Well, I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. I know 7 Irish doomers. Yeah, there's only 27 doomers. There's only 27 of us. 7 of them, they're Irish. There's more Irish doomers. Irish people were doomers before they even realised that we were doomed. Yeah, it's kind of built into our DNA to be miserablists as a matter of course and principle. Probably explains why Irish people have historically relied on self-medication as a means to blunt the sheer horror of existence. But we also have a good sense of humour. If you're talking to an Irish person in general, and an Irish doomer in particular, they will crack jokes. They will make merry, even about subjects that would be sensitive or just provocative or heartbreaking. Irish people will probably laugh about that. There's no kind of sacred taboo that you're not allowed have a wee laugh about. It's a coping mechanism, and I think it should be received as such. I certainly never apologise for my good, bad humour. I'm just not going to do it. Not in this life. Not in 2024, in the fucking circus of existence, the capitalist Verdun meat grinder that we've constructed to completely devour the next generation. Yeah, I'm not going to apologize for a joke, or using a word. Um, Another doomer challenged my use of the word retard recently. I was able to talk them down. I didn't apologise, so never going to apologise for calling a retard a retard. Obviously, a retard is not somebody with cognitive disabilities like Down syndrome. It's just a more general expression that I employ to describe someone who seems incapable of meaningful cognition. Ah, Je suis désolé. Still have a bit of a cough. I'm probably dying. Um, so I'm talking to you today from a rather lugubrious hellscape. Um, I'm not as tired as I was previously. Yeah, apologies for the last video. I don't even know what I was discussing in that. I did see it was called Traveling, but I also saw that I included it. And note in the descriptions, do not watch this. And I certainly adhered to my own advice, and I didn't watch that one. I was half asleep, so I presume it was just me rambling away without any real thread or topic or subject. Apologies for that. It's going to happen, I'm afraid. Yeah, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I don't recommend these. Don't like, don't comment, whatever. Um, Oh yeah, so I'm less tired today. I am still staying up late. I'm just keeping a track on the Nikkei, and obviously the situation in Israel. They're around 2 hours ahead, so I'm trying to kind of stay up until 3 or 4 a.m. Uh, to just to see. We know that the market volatility is continuing. We had turnaround Tuesday and the dead cat bounce on Tuesday. So we had that on Tuesday, but that kind of faded already. And Nikkei finished in the red today. So it'll be interesting to see where the US equities, how they fare during the day. Um, and then the situation in the Middle East is ongoing. Now, I'm just going to take a quick break, guys. I just need to make a coffee, and there is noise pollution outside, so back in a moment. Hello again, Doomers. Apologies for that. In Champa, I'm living with, he was coming in. He usually makes a lot of noise with his doggo. He doesn't mean any harm. He's not melting my brain on purpose. Uh, it's just what he does. He's just spastic by nature. He's an army. He's an army. They're all essentially the same. But I also needed to make a coffee and just check one or two things. Um, so I am less tired than I was previously. Um, Even though I am kind of staying up late, I'm burning the candle at both ends. And during the day, I am physically active. I do spend hours and hours and hours walking. Uh, Yeah, a lovely doomer contacted me recently, and we had the chance. This guy's very bright. He's a good guy, but he noticed that I'm a man of voice. I smoke a lot. And, I like a tipple. Uh, you kind of notice this, and obviously I'm a black hat doomer. That means I'm pro collapse, I'm pro human extinction. I'm the kind of doomer who doesn't really give a shit if it's voluntary or involuntary in 2024. Les Knight and the voluntary human extinction movement. Let's deploy an old prefix. Let's start up that fucking involuntary human extinction movement. I suppose that's just called society. Society. Um, what am I talking about? Uh, yeah. Oh yes. So this lovely bright doomer is suggested that I go jogging. That if I go jogging or go for a swim, that would presumably release endorphins, which would raise my general mood such that I wouldn't be so suicidal all the time. I'd be happier and able to embrace life more and cherish the moment. I'm not going to go jogging because I walk everywhere. I think I weigh around 9 stone. There isn't a fucking pick to me. Um, so I don't really need the physical exercise. Also, I think joggers are cunts. Yeah, it's surely not a controversial thing to say. Joggers are cunts. They're pests, particularly when you are in nature. Uh, walking along, observing, just watching the trees move with the breeze, trying to detect the level of bird song, maybe checking the grass to see if the blue damselflies are out in force doing their thing. And then, in the middle of your quiet doomer rumination, all you hear is pounding, boom, 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 coming up behind you, and then the sex sounds. That's beautiful for doomers in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing that we like more than a fucking jogger coming up behind us making their best sex sounds. Usually they're wearing some fucking ridiculous outfit. They probably wouldn't go jogging if there wasn't a stupid fucking outfit that they can, pour into. Uh, so yeah, they're there in fucking lycra. Everything is too tight. Oh God, and whatever about the sex sounds and the fact that they're sort of attire is ludicrous. They also spit. Uh, I don't know if this is particular to the Hellscape where I live or a more general trait of normie joggers, but they're given to spit. And sometimes when they're passing you, so they're out for their light jog, but they very self-important. They act like they're practicing for the fucking Olympics. So very self-important, and that means that occasionally they'll spit. So they're coming up behind you. Then as they're passing it, my God. Oh, that's kind of dangerous in the hellscape or in Ireland in general. Spitting is frowned upon, and it is considered a sign of deep disrespect. So when you do that, you're very much leaving it up to the other person how they should respond. Most probably take it on the chin. Some of us don't. And I particularly don't like people spitting in my purview. So I usually have a wee chat with the man or the woman in their fucking pink or tight lycra shit. What are you doing? If you spit at me again, I'll break your legs. Oh, God. So I don't like the spitting. Uh, I don't like spitting. Don't do it in my presence. Save it. Save it. Go home to your bastard spouse, or your bitch spouse, and your bastard children. Spit all over them. Spit all over them. Don't spit anywhere near me. So yeah, I don't like that aspect of joggers either. Now I have lamentably noticed that the joggers have escalated this behaviour somewhat into next level fuckery. So that's fuckery. That's fuckery. But what they're doing now is next level fuckery. So yeah, we're talking about joggers. So they're yeah, okay, yeah, standard jogger. Um, so yeah, when did this happen? Most recently. Okay. Oh yeah. So I was sitting on a bench as I want to do in the nature spot. Kind of scribbling my little thoughts into my weird doomer notebook. And I hear this guy thudding along. He was fat too. This guy was fat. He was a fat man in lycra, pounding towards me with that air of self-importance. Like he wanted me to clap him on. Like, yay! Look at you, jog lightly through nature. So I think he was expecting that kind of thing. So I was just, the head buried in the notebook, do not pay attention to the normie, Ian. Unless he spits, then, have a pop. Otherwise, ignore the fat man in lycra. So I started scribbling away. So as he was passing me, he wisely decided not to spit. So he didn't, as he was jogging past me, go, fucking at my foot or anything. That would have been catastrophic. But he did something far, 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 far worse. Now, I think this is because these normie fucktards watch a lot of football, or to American listeners, soccer. I think it's called soccer in Ireland too. I don't know. The one with the round ball, that's bullshit. That's fucking. What was the score in the match? 1-0. It's 90 minutes of 1-0. Yes. And great fucking sport. So I think this fucktard watched football and he learned a very bad habit that stupidly he decided to do in front of me. I would prefer the spit. A standard spit would have been fine. What he did, this fat fucker, pounding along, making sex sounds with the air of self-importance that all joggers have. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to do it. I will simulate it. He did that nose thing. So he didn't spit at me. He decided to put his finger on one nostril and then eject mucus from his nose onto the ground as he was jogging past me. Now, as I said, in the Hellscape, spitting at a man or just in the proximity of a man is most oft read as a sign of disrespect or open hostility. So that's the benchmark. This fucking idiot thought that he could. Now, there weren't many other normies around, so it was me, nature, trees, listening to the breeze in the trees, sort of a moment of doom zen. And he thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna pounding up towards this guy. That guy sitting down there now with the notebook. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until I get past him to do the nose thing. Oh God, yeah. Some days, you're just happy when it happens. It's like, oh, thank you so much. I've been looking for you all day, or someone like you. Thank you for existing. I've a lot of stress built up in me, and now I know what to do with it. Yeah. I didn't break his leg or anything, but I did mention the possibility that could happen if there was any recurrence of this aberrant behavior. Fucking idiot, you're out for a fucking jog. More to the point, why are you jogging here? Fuck off to a gym. Get on a treadmill with the other normies. They should prefer that, because it uses power, and to be able to plug in a stereo and make shitloads of noise. Presumably, they don't go to the gym because the gym has a don't blow mucus all over the floor, please policy. I don't know what the name of that is, but I've noticed footballers doing it. So I think these normie jogger retards are watching the football match, going, oh, look at that. Oh, all right, so that's what you do when you run around. You just, fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't like, I just don't like them. And they're very self-important. They do think they're legends, for lightly jogging for, I don't know, 2 kilometers or whatever. So that's great, lads. I've walked around 16 at a pace that isn't much behind your attempt at a jog. So fuck off. So the other thing is, yeah, fucking the way they talk to each other. If you see two joggers and they're jogging past each other, they'll always, do that. Oh, geez, that'll be great. Oh, we'll get there. Oh yeah, keep it up. Yeah. I wouldn't mind. They're jogging to a car park. Their cars are parked somewhere, so they're jogging back to their car, where they'll, I don't know, fucking peel off their lycra and then drive their chubby ass home to watch Love Island. Um, but I know that the lovely bright doomer was just, it's sort of physical activity, can enhance the mood. And that is why I go for a daily constitutional every day. And that will be the way it is going forward. I will never ever adhere to lockdown of any kind. Resurgence of COVID, don't care. Bird flu, don't care. Fucking some other god-forsaken virus that we haven't heard of yet, don't care. Don't care. I'm not one of those doomers, guys. And some doomers are still, they're COVID doomers, Now I can understand it if they don't want to miss work or whatever, that's fine, or logistical problems, or they don't want to, infect their parent or whatever. But some of them think this is a more general social requirement or moral obligation. That we shouldn't. We should try to reduce the chances of infecting anyone. No one must die from the virus. I don't know how that works for doomers. Sort of. I guess we're in mad overshoot, but nobody can die. That's just life cultism wrapped up in doomerism, but I don't know. They're different kind of doomers to me. I'll never experience a lockdown again. Can't afford one anyway. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Well, actually, yeah, yeah, it could happen. It could happen. What are we talking about? Yeah, I seem to be manic today. So I was a little bit flat in the last one. I seem to be a little bit more manic today. Uh, probably have clinical depression. Where I'm low one day and experience mania and another. Could be a thing. I don't know. I haven't chatted to professionals. The Google bot, or I don't know, one of the AI bots, did suggest that I seek professional help, just based on my communiques with the AI bot. Just said, maybe maybe talk to her professionally and fuck off, leave me alone. So- yeah, for a brief period, I did torment AI. I don't anymore. I leave AI alone. But there was a brief period where I did torment AI, and it did suggest that I seek help, medical help. But I haven't. I haven't. I went, yeah, I did have a psychiatrist and a psychologist when I was 17. My parents packed me off to those guys because I was expressing suicidal ideation. As I said, I was a morbid kid. I was kind of morbid and yeah, kind of nihilistic. And, the world always felt a bit off. Even when I was a normie, it just felt a little bit off. Something is just off here. But I presumed it was me. We talked about this before. I presumed it was me and that I was mentally ill. So the sheer relief when I realized that we were living in simulation akin to the Matrix. That was just a massive Ponzi scheme that was about to collapse. It provided me with tangible relief and just that confirmation that, yes, Ian, something is profoundly wrong in the state of Denmark. It's fucked. State of Denmark is fucked. Oh God. Oh yeah, yeah. So I went to a shrink and a psychologist. The psychologist refused to see me after 2 sessions. He said, "Oh no, Jesus Christ, I don't want to be putting up with any more of you." The shrink was nicer. I had a chats with him. I had a chats with him. Um, So that why am I talking about my medical history? Um, but as a rule, I don't go to doctors or psychiatrists. I just don't believe in medical interventionism anymore. In an ideal world, we would outlaw medical interventionism, particularly for cadres of the population with a more advanced age. The older peeps, deny them the medical treatment. No, 90-year-old fucker, no, time to die. Godspeed, you know. Um, I know somebody will probably go, oh, it's easy for you to say, and yeah, kill the older people, you fucking prick. So let's say So I'm 44. Let's say the cutoff point is 43. If you're over 43, then you should be denied this endless medical interventionism because it is an expression of life cultism, our refusal to accept death. What's that poem, that metaphysical poem, Death, Thou Shalt Die? And who was that? Jared Manley Hopkins. Sounds like Jared Manley Hopkins. I'm not checking. If one of you knows, just include it down there. I don't like misspeaking about metaphysical poetry or philosophy. I think Death Thou Shalt Die, I think, is Jared Manley Hopkins. But that one line kind of captures, our view of death. And that, in my opinion, that's life cultism. And that's why they call doomers death cultists, because we accept death. Talked about that before. Why are we talking about death? Oh yeah, medical interventionism. So stop all that, lads. Stop all that. Yeah. Or, at least focus on the kiddie winks. Yeah. Everything should just be for the poor little fuckers who've been born into this world in the shit, like, the last 15 years. Anyone who had kids during the last 15 years on purpose. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Accidents happen, I understand that. But if you did it on purpose, fuck. Um, yeah. So I kind of decided to talk to you today because the news, it's just strange today. I can't really put my finger on it. It just seems strange. I told the doomers on the old X machine, it just feels off. Yeah, I can't really go into details without sounding a little bit mad. So it just feels off. So that's why I decided to make you a quick video. I should really have a topic for today. Oh, look, it's 42 minutes gone already. Okay, there's going to be no topic today. Yeah, this video is just Ian talking more shite. Is there anything even I can pretend was the topic? It's not going to be fucking jogging. Yes, this was a video on the subject of jogging. See? Doing our problem solving there. In the next video, I'll broach a topic that was suggested to me by one of the old Twitter doomers. They said that I should discuss the topic of love. Love. That sweet love, romantic love, doomer love. So yeah, we'll do that in the next one. Yeah, I kind of intended to maybe talk about that today, but that subject probably warrants a nice period of time that I don't really have today. So we'll say this one was about jogging. Yeah, a very informative video about jogging. So as I said, Jesus, it does. It looks very dark outside. Sort of looks kind of like a day that's melancholic enough to make baby Jesus cry. So yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skedaddle to the old Gothic cemetery and read gravestones from the 1900s. Hopefully, see a butterfly. Hopefully, and as I say, in our next video, we will discuss the whys and wherefores of that chemical reaction that's often referred to as love. So anyways, pleasure talking to you as always, Doomers. I hope that wherever you are, the sun is shining and the clouds are few. But even if it's raining or it's fucking stormy, get outside, have a wander, talk to a tree. Or I just remembered, I freaked out a normie. I freaked out a normie the other night. I went out to a nature spot really late, so it was maybe 11. And I figured, okay, it's going to be very quiet now because normies are afraid of the dark and they seem to think that ne'er-do-wells only come out at night. So I decided to pop out there later on in the hope that there would be no normies and I'd have peace of mind. And there were not normies. There were an armada of swans. So maybe 40 swans, a gang of swans were just cruising past me on the canal. And yeah, sort of looking around the path, and there's no normies anywhere, lovely, sort of some stars were visible, because clouds were broken. So I, like any doomer, had a chat with the swans. The usual kind of bants. How's it going, you elegant, beautiful creatures? By the way, apologies that my species are fuckers. This kind of thing. And there was no normies. And then, during my chat, I looked around and there was a normie just standing next to me. A woman normie who looked petrified. Now, maybe it was because I was talking to swans. Maybe that's sufficient to terrify a normie. Maybe it was the content of said conversation. She wasn't expecting, that kind of thing. But yeah, she did the turn around and walk away. She chose to change direction and walk away. And, that's what I call a doomer victory. Hopefully she'll never recover from the time she overheard a black hat doomer having the chats with swans in a very dark place. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm just rambling again. Apologies for the mania. Hopefully, in the next one, I'll be a little bit more grounded and centered, and we can tackle that little thing called love. So, wherever you are, hopefully, the weather is splendiferous. Get out and about, torment fucking normies, and I'll talk to you again soon. Lighthouse out.